Hello once again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This week we're on episode 113.
Unlucky for some.
And we are talking about predators, or in this case, sharks.
Ooh.
So stick around if you want to hear more. Hello and again. Yeah.
Again what?
Hello again.
Hello again. Hello again, you. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
I'm pretty full up. Just been out for a lovely meal.
Yep, I feel really sick.
Do you?
Yep.
Are you going to be sick?
No.
No, don't be
I
sick.
think I'm past that bit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good.
Do I?
Are you?
Yes.
Good. Yes, we went out for a pre-birthday, because your birthday's in a few days.
Everyone's pre-birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless your birthday's today.
Yes, but specifically for you, we went and had something to eat. Both your sisters was there, and your nephew, and your nan, and your mum and dad.
And my mum and dad.
Yeah, so it's very nice. But we ate too much, didn't we?
Yes.
So is that all you've done this week? Eat too much?
Yeah.
Yeah? Sure? Nothing?
Worked.
You worked, yeah?
Yeah.
Got anything new?
Yeah, got a camera.
Ah, I got a camera. That's a surprise. You were just flicking about with it a bit earlier on, if that's the right terminology to use.
Yeah, it arrived today.
Yeah.
The camera arrived today. So but the SD card didn't arrive till this afternoon. So though I've had the camera most of the day, I've not had the SD card, so
Well, that's fair enough. So what sort of things are you going to take photos of then?
Our cats.
Our cats. You're just going to take photos
Wildlife
of our cats?
photography, but specifically
Is it
our
going to be
cats.
wildlife photography, do you think you'll go for? Then?
Yep.
Yeah?
Of our cats.
Just the
There's some
cats?
pictures of you on there.
I haven't seen them.
I took 2 pictures
Were they
of
good?
you.
Can I
They're
use them
alright.
as headshots for my acting career?
Well, should we do some headshots?
Perhaps we should do some headshots, yeah.
For Sniper.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's exciting then. That's something a bit new, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. Thanks for asking. Yeah,
What your week?
it's been a bit of a tough week,
Did you get
to
me
be
that
honest.
golf ball you promised me?
No, because that golf ball has been there for months and months and months. When I look today, it's gone. There you go. But I did actually get you a load of golf balls out of the loft, so I don't know what you're moaning about.
Yeah.
They're all the wrong colour, but, you know.
Yeah, I needed a white one. There's one white one. It's episode 113.
Yes, I know it is.
That's 113. I just wanted to clarify because it sounds a bit like 130. And I also want to just introduce, my name's Connor.
Oh,
I'm on the
hi,
Sun,
Connor.
Father on Sundays.
How are you? Are you nearly 25?
Nearly.
Yeah. And I'm Dad and David as well. And I am gone 55. I'm older than 55. I was 55 this year. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, like, you're older than 25.
I am older than 25.
Yeah.
I'm older than 2 times 25.
Yeah. Something to clarify, just quickly, before we kick into things too much. I just want to say the windows are open.
Yep.
Now, we had the windows open a couple of weeks ago for an episode, and all throughout you could hear the seagulls.
Yep.
In the recording.
Brings a little bit of atmosphere to this podcast, seeing as we're a seaside town and
City.
A seaside city, which is not easy to say.
No.
So it kind of gets a bit of authenticity to it, I guess.
Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah. I said that last week, didn't I?
But didn't you say it wrong?
Yes. I didn't do it deliberately, but I did say it wrong. Even though I was trying to be keeping it clean because it's a family podcast. Talking of family...
You mean just our family?
Yeah. We've had a few votes for the...
the British podcast.
Listener's Choice podcast of the year, haven't we?
So, let's clarify. The British Podcast Awards, Listener's Choice.
Listener's Choice, that's it, yeah. So that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Do you reckon we're going to win it?
I don't know. I think it'll be neck and neck with a few others. But, you know, you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you?
3 votes.
Oh, we don't know. We might have masses of votes. We're never going to know. I've had a bit of a nightmare week. Managed to hurt me back. Think I know what it's from because I do volunteering on a Monday. And last Monday, I got there and they said, we need you to dig up these 2 trees. So we went for it and it was really tough. And to actually get the bottom of the trees, which I believe is called the trunk, Stump, that's it. To get those out was ridiculous because one of them, the roots were going everywhere, so I had to cut it. But
that's the thing with trees, is their roots are as big as their branches.
They are. And I got it out eventually, very, very tiring. And then I had to fill it in before I went home. But the problem I had was I was trying to fill it in and I couldn't find enough dirt. And I didn't really think about it at the time. And then I was digging, and I thought, in the end, I've got 2 holes because I'm digging up dirt from another place and putting it in the hole, which is not filling up because someone explained to me after a little while that's because that stump was in there. Yep. No, I didn't really think of that.
That's taking out displacing from the dirt.
I had 2 holes.
No, rather than having one, you've now got 2 holes.
I had 2 holes, yes.
I'm just sorry, I just got distracted by the window. There was it looked like a fly, but I couldn't tell if it was a fly.
Not the same fly from previous episodes.
No, I think it's the same fly. One that came and did the interview.
Yeah, that's right.
So he wanted to do another interview.
No, I'm sure he doesn't.
No, there was a bee in here earlier.
Was there?
Yeah, flew in the window.
Okay. All the letters. Not the fly as a letter.
No.
Is it interesting, or I feel like I should clarify something from last week's episode, which was the Charles Dickens one
episode.
And I had said that I played. I said that I had played the butler in Oliver Twist the year after I played Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol, and the part didn't have any words, any lines, I should say.
Are you about to tell us you're lying?
And well, kind of. No, I wasn't lying, but also that the character didn't have a name. Well, the character didn't have a name when I played it. It was just down as Butler. But when I looked, I thought I'd just double check. I looked up, and he's actually called Mr. Giles. So not only did I get demoted to not having a speaking part, they didn't even bother giving it its proper name.
Did he have a speaking part in the book?
Yeah.
Oh, so they quite literally did everything to cut you out.
Upset about that. Yeah. Might have to look up, see if any of my teachers are still around to have a little word with them about that. But that's not why we're here today, is it?
No.
Why are we here today, Connor?
Well, there's been a lot of rumours in the news about the potential of a new kind of series of such. Now, Father and Sundays is already a series, but because we're in episode 113.
Yes, we are.
But we sometimes do sub-series.
We do sub-series.
Like we had... they've never really been called sub-series in
although they have been sort of tied in.
Yeah, so we did like the decades, didn't we? We've done the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties and 10s.
Yep. We've also done sort of Loch Ness, Aliens, Bigfoot.
And they've never had that kind of series name. However, there's been an issue because we've noticed that there's a lot of predators in the world, and not the dodgy ones.
Yeah.
We're talking about actual animals.
Animal predators,
predators, yeah.
You're right.
Not human predators.
No,
they're different.
Animal predators.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop talking about it.
And we felt like we needed to share some information on these animals. So we made a little sub-series.
We have called Predators, and I think it's important. I think we've said many, many times that...
my shoulder hurts from eating too much.
Does it?
Yep.
Okay.
My parcel's been delivered.
Excellent. No, so the thing is, when you're going out and, you're going out for a day out, you might be with your family, you might be going out with some friends for a jaunt out somewhere, where it might be going for a swim, it might be going in the woods to have a little look around, you might be in a desert, you might be in the Arctic, you might be in any of these places, right? You need to know...
I wondered where this is going.
No, I lost my track of that halfway through. You need to know. You need to be prepared. You need to know what to do if things go wrong. You need to know what you're dealing with. And this is what these podcasts are all about. Hopefully, we'll save lives doing this. You got a question? Or is it just you got your hand up because your shoulder's hurt?
My shoulder hurts.
Okay. Right. So, this week, we're going to be talking about sharks.
Yep.
Now, I find sharks fascinating. I do find them scary. I do find them...
You do the song as well, are you?
No, I do find them scary. But I do, and then, mine goes back to when I was younger, and for many, many of people of my age, we were frightened to death by the film Jaws. and that's lived with us, you know, and that's stayed with us all this time, and it still to this day freaks me out somewhat as well. But
do you ever get scared that you're going to get eaten by a shark whilst in a swimming pool?
well, there was a time afterwards, and I don't know if this is just down to my stupidity or whether many people felt like this, but any body of water. Now, I could be in, I'm not like I tended to be in lakes. I didn't spend much time in lakes when I was younger. Not as much time as I do now.
There's not many lakes.
Just standing in the middle of lakes.
Yeah, you spend more time in lakes than
I spend more time standing in lakes.
You do.
I do actually, than I used to, yeah. But
there weren't that many lakes in Basildon, though, was there?
There wasn't, but there were lakes.
I figure one.
Yeah.
Two. I figure two.
Right. But I didn't always just stay in Basildon. I did to go to other places to look at their lakes.
Like Pitsea?
Yep. Billericay.
Langdon?
Yeah, that sort of thing, right? Southend. Anyway, even in places that there is no chance whatsoever, unless someone's put one in there deliberately, there being a shark, it is still something that worries you.
I think it's not necessarily the worry of a shark necessarily, but more of the worry of the unknown. Like,
well, we've said about that.
There's more than just like, so if I went into the sea, I wouldn't necessarily be that worried about a shark, but I'd probably be more worried about like a jellyfish.
Yeah, but because you can't see and you don't know what's happening under there, and that's the thing, and that's the fear that you're, you know, it might be shoulder deep in the water, so your whole torso is under the water, and you don't know what else is under that water, and that is the big fear, I guess. But it's important to know that, you know, not every shark, and let's face it, not really any shark is deliberately after humans. You know, they're not in the water. They're not looking any sort of animal like that. They're not in the water seeking out humans. They're usually in the water seeking out any sort of prey or any sort of meal they can have. But let's start with the species of sharks. Do you know how many different types of sharks classified in families there are?
Yes.
How many?
Oh, I didn't realise you wanted to be answered that.
Yeah.
How many do you think there are?
I think there's 37.
That's exactly right.
Oh, you did think that? Yeah. So there are 37 different types of sharks classified by families, which also comprise of
like the Smith family of sharks.
Over 500 different species. Now, I had no idea there were that many, and apparently there's still new ones being discovered. And that's we've talked about this before when new animals
often happens. It's more common in the ocean.
The ocean, because you said like, there's a lot of the ocean that we can't get to, and it's so vast, you know, to actually explore it, and nothing stays in the same place for long. So how on earth are you likely to find these things? You know, this is why there's always a sort of a thought that there might still be things that we've not discovered. I guess we all feel about things that are on a larger scale, but they're certainly finding things all the time. Yeah. You know, variations and all the rest.
Stingrays are quite closely related to sharks.
Are they really?
Yes. And stingrays give birth to live pups, and I believe sharks, a number of different shark species do as well.
Well, there seems to be, and there seems to be some differences with. There's so many, as we've just said, so many sharks.
You can get shark eggs. I know there's a number of different shark species that do give birth to live young.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But a lot of them are endangered as well. And whether that be because of climate change or whether that be because of man, let's face it.
See, there's areas where shark fin soup is a delicacy and stuff like that, and all these kind of things. They get very highly hunted in the likes of... I'm probably going to get this slightly wrong, but I think in the likes of like Indonesia and countries around that kind of area, like Southern Asia and areas like that. But they get very heavily hunted for the likes of like shark fin soup and stuff like that. But there has been a bit of a push in recent years where it's the only way that these locals make their money as well. Like
that's the problem with a lot of things, isn't it?
They're going to keep on doing it because they've got no other way to live. They've got these boats.
Yeah.
They go out, they hunt the sharks, bring them back, they sell them. And that's how they feed their families. However, there's been a push by a number of charities in that kind of area of the world who are going there and trying to retrain and work
Educate,
with these people,
I guess, yeah.
these people that work and that run these fishing boats for the sharks, and turn it into a tourist attraction.
Oh, yeah.
Where they take people out on the boats to go and look at the sharks.
Yeah,
rather than
rather
go to
than
go
being
kill
to-
the sharks.
yeah.
Which I think is fantastic. Using the same stuff that was already there
Yeah.
and just converting it to the likes of tourism, because
Yeah.
there's so many people that want to go see it.
Oh, there is indeed. I
Has
mean,
that taken some of your notes, by the way?
huh?
Has that taken something away from your notes?
No, really. I had a long list of, and I didn't realise these particular sharks were in danger. So, there's certain sharks. We talk about this when we say like dinosaurs and things like that. There's certain sharks that most people, if
Have I
you
said
ask
that
them,
story before? I feel like I have.
I don't know if you told that story specifically to sharks, but that would apply to a lot of things. Is it would apply to, instead of going there to do this and kill them and look at them as trophies, go there to actually, or even as you say, sell some commodity out of a particular animal, whether it be ivory or whether it be this, that, or the other. Look at it from a different point of view, because there's plenty of people who want that.
infrastructure to do this.
But I'm just going to rattle off a
go
few
away.
here. So I
Go
didn't
away.
realise
I
these.
said- I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead, thanks.
Go away.
Thanks. Go away. Endangered sharks include the whale shark.
Whale shark. Becky
Now-
saw them recently.
Yeah,
And Sam.
and Sam, they went and swam and saw a whale shark.
Didn't touch them.
Didn't touch them. Great white sharks.
Great white sharks.
Are endangered.
One of the few animals that's never been able to be kept in captivity for that long. They've kept them in captivity, but
Have they really?
They've very quickly died after being in captivity.
I didn't realise they'd
Haven't got
even
enough space
tried.
for them.
I suppose
Yeah.
at some points, perhaps not these days, but at some points they would have been seen as quite an attraction for people to come and look at because of their reputation, which is slightly unfounded. Just rattle a few more of these. Hammerhead sharks, dagger-nosed sharks, angel sharks, basking sharks.
Yes, they get those off the coast of the UK.
Yeah, we're getting them.
They just look like an old person shark that's lost all their teeth, don't they? Basking
Is
sharks.
that I believe that's the Latin name for them.
Old people sharks.
Yeah,
Because they just open their mouths really wide and just,
they literally.
Taking, like,
yeah,
I don't know what they've, like, krill or something like that.
I think
don't know.
they feed more like a whale would
yeah.
feed.
They don't feed like a shark.
And that's the thing. I used to get confused
Quite
with whale sharks and basking sharks, and how they would feed. And when Becky was talking about swimming with whale sharks, in my mind I was thinking of basking sharks. I think because I thought,
Basking sharks are local.
yeah.
Yeah.
Borneo shark, sand tiger
Tesco's.
shark. Basically,
Nurse shark.
nurse
Got
shark
that
isn't one of the ones I've got down here, but there's plenty of them that are endangered.
Yeah.
Father and Sundays present Things You Didn't Know That Happened Ages Ago.
In 1965, the original drummer of the Beatles, Pete Best, released an album called Best of the Beatles that contained no Beatles music. He was investigated for consumer fraud, as many people bought the album expecting songs by the band, perhaps from their early years. But it was thrown out of court because it was Best of the Beatles.
Dun
Dun up,
dun
dun up,
dun
dun up.
dun 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 dun
Dun, 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 dun.
dun 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 dun.
Now, did you realise it's a bit like the Psycho music? That if you play that or even do what we just said, then straight away people will know what you're talking about. And
Yeah.
it's such a strange piece of music, and yet it brings out the hairs on the back of your palms, whatever.
If I do another one, can you tell what it is?
Go on.
Do you know what that was?
No.
That was E.T.
Right. Anyway, so what do you know about the anatomy of a shark?
So sharks,
Yeah,
head, body, all one.
they are.
Yep. Fin.
Do you know how many fins they have?
5. No, 7.
They have 8 fins.
8.
I have a pair of pectoral fins.
Oh, they've got the
left and right. A pair of pelvic fins.
yes.
Back either side.
And then they've got the groin one.
2 dorsal fins. Back and second dorsal fin just short of the precaudal pit. An anal fin near the bum. And a caudal fin, the tail. So they're made up of fins, really.
Yeah.
Very much fins. They
lots of
have
teeth.
eyes.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
They
eyes.
have eyes.
Some of them.
On their
Most
face.
of them.
And
Yeah.
pretty good eyesight. Have they got a face?
Yes.
So would you say a shark has a... You say shark has a face?
Yes.
I wouldn't think it had a face as such.
Well, where else is its facial features going to go?
Well, just on its head. But no, but we've got a face because we've got... It all faces forward.
Have our cats got a face?
Yeah.
Have birds got a face?
I don't know if birds have got a face or not.
Interesting.
Maybe beak, can't they? No, but it's a
Just all
serious
wings and
question.
beak.
It's it's all feathers and beaks.
So if a snake was
Yeah.
to wear a tie, well, could a snake wear a tie?
No, because it'd fall off.
Okay. But is a snake
go all the way down, wouldn't
is
it?
a
Fall
snake just a head and a really
Hang
long
on, you're
neck?
talking about a bow tie or no, they
neck
both
like
do
a-
it.
So is a snake a head and a really long neck, or is it a head and a really long tail?
Yeah, no, you're saying head. Yeah, no, it's got a head.
Yeah, but
Has it got a face?
and if a giraffe was to wear a tie, would it wear it towards the top of the neck or towards the bottom?
I think probably towards the bottom of the
I
neck.
reckon the bottom.
Because we wear our ties at the bottom of our necks.
Yeah.
It's just that giraffes have got longer
If a
necks.
dog was to wear trousers, would they wear trousers so all 4 legs go in? Or
No,
would
they'd use them on their
Just their back legs?
back legs.
So their
'Cause
front
they're
legs are
their
arms?
Their front legs front legs really are their arms, aren't they?
Yeah. So
I saw a really
shark-
funny
I think
video of
sharks do have faces.
No, I'll come back to that in a second. But you've just
Okay.
reminded me. I saw a really good video of 2 raccoons. And
Mexican raccoons?
I don't know if they weren't Mexican raccoons. They were US raccoons, and they were going along and they got startled. And it was videoing one of them, and that was just looking at the person looking out the window at them. And then it panned to the other one. It was standing up. It just looked really funny. Anyway,
Shark face. Ooh,
so no, but I don't know if they've got faces or not.
Yeah, they do.
But no, they haven't got
But
faces.
if I said a shark without a face, yeah, you would think, oh, that's obviously a shark that hasn't got
eyes
and mouth and stuff.
It just doesn't feel like it feels like it's got a head with features on it, which
That's
I
what a
suppose is a
face
face.
is.
Yeah. Anyway, on average, on average, sharks have one face.
Yeah,
No, they've got pretty good eyesight, fantastic night vision.
all of them.
Quite a lot of them. Obviously, the ones that are near, the ones that don't need to. I mean, let's face it. In the
blind
ocean,
ones don't.
No, the blind ones. But then they're down where there's no light at all anyway. So
Or they've just lost their eyesight. Got cataracts.
or yeah, okay.
Do they have eyelids?
I don't know. Do
No,
they
they
have?
don't.
Do they have? No,
No,
they
they don't have
don't.
eyelids.
They have reflective things on the back of their eyes. Did you know that?
Mirrors.
Because then, yeah, like mirrors. So
No,
the light
mirrors.
comes into it, and then it reflects out. So where they can see better underwater. Anyway, they have a mouth. On average, sharks have 15 rows and 5 series of teeth, so up to 300 teeth at one time. Bull sharks can have up to... That wasn't me saying that's rubbish, then. Bull sharks can have up to 7 series and up to 50 rows of teeth, so around 350 teeth. Right?
It's more than I've got.
Yeah, you got what, 32, 34, is it? Humans have.
I don't know.
They've got gills for oxygen. They've got nostrils. I didn't realise they had nostrils, but they've got nostrils, but they're not linked to their respiratory system, so they don't work how our nostrils do. They water passes through them,
I think
and
I have
they
30.
sense certain things. Huh?
I think I have 30.
Well, you just counted them with your tongue, did you?
Yep.
Is that what you were doing? Okay.
Yeah, they do have nostrils. How else would Bruce smell the blood, Dory's blood?
Well, that's true, and that's what I'm saying. They don't use them, and they don't breathe through them.
No.
They are purely used as sensors, as opposed to it being. They're not linked to the respiratory system. They are linked to their face. Shark skin is made up of scales. Even though they look smooth, it feels like sandpaper. I didn't know that.
Very tiny scales.
Tiny scales that look like teeth.
Like arpeggios.
Sharks, like chickens...
Yeah.
Right. Oh, sorry, no. Sharks, like chickens, go
They
into
like-
a trance if you flip them over and stroke them.
Oh yes, no, I've seen this where they need to do stuff to sharks.
They just
Like they need to do checkups on them and stuff like that. They flip them over.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're just gonna go.
they
what?
just go into what's called a tonic immobility. It's called tonic immobility, apparently. Now chickens, that's just reminded me of chickens,
You
right?
draw a line in front of them and they just stop.
Or if you put a circle around them, if you draw around them, do they just stay in that circle?
Well, cats tend to do that as well. To be fair,
Oh, idiots! Really.
you draw a
aren't they?
circle around a cat, and the cat.
But
Well,
you
if you
can-
put a circle on the floor, the cat will go sit in the circle. Do you remember in lockdown when people put those squares out where people should queue,
Yeah.
and then you just got like a queue of cats just sitting in these squares?
Was there really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
quite often.
right. I didn't realise that.
Google it.
Google it. Have a look for them raccoons as well. Anyway, so they can do that.
I'm talking to you about googling it.
What?
I was talking to you about googling it.
Yeah, and I'd then say to I'll Google that if you Google the raccoon things. So yeah, you can actually put them in a trance. Some species of shark are freshwater and can be found in lakes and rivers, but some can live in both environments and usually travel to saltwater when they reproduce.
Yes, that's where fish tend to be like brackish.
Brackish, yeah, in that brackish element.
Yep.
But
What's that
I've
again?
seen brackish.
What's
I've
that again?
seen sharks.
What is it again?
Brackish.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, it's where
Just
freshwater. I
keep saying the
thought
same word.
what you just saying it like I'm saying it wrong. It's where freshwater and and ocean water mix. It's that point where the salinity in the water is changing.
That's correct.
Thanks very much. You didn't look very happy that I knew what that was.
No,
I've seen videos.
because we've gone over it about 5 times
Right,
on this podcast.
I've got sharks in lakes on golf courses. How does that happen? Anyway, I've got some stats.
How about sharks with lasers on their head?
That you get them as well in James Bond films. Biggest great white shark ever recorded, 20 foot long and weighed 2.5 tons. The whale shark is the largest of the species at 18 metres, that's 60 feet. The dwarf lantern shark, which is one of those ones you were talking about that's down the bottom, is roughly 6 inches long. Not very big at all. Bull sharks
Depends
are
who
the
you
most
ask.
aggressive of the sharks and very unpredictable, and they're the ones with the loads of teeth as well. Nurse sharks are the most docile.
Yeah, hence the reason they're called nurse sharks, because they're the ones that look after the other ones.
Is it? Is that what I call them? We'll see.
Did you say we'll see?
Yes,
Is it in the quiz?
it might be. Sharks aren't intimidated by much, but dolphins do seem to have an effect on them, an actual effect on them, and I think it's
I've heard
because
about this.
yeah. So there's been many cases where dolphins
They're
have
just gay sharks, aren't they?
what dolphins are gay sharks.
Yeah. They're not.
No, I don't think they are. Anyway, no, but they have protected humans. They've
Yeah.
sort of ganged up against the shark, and they'll hit the shark, and it eventually goes away. But I mean, sharks don't tend to swim in like the same sort of. I think are they pods? Dolphins swim in pods as well, do they?
Yeah.
And sharks are not necessarily like that. They will have groups of them, but not in the
Again,
same way.
depends on the
Species of them, definitely, yeah. They've got these prehistoric ancestors. Sharks go back so far. Yes, Connor?
No, my
I
shoulder's
still
hurting.
this is it.
Eating
Now, the
too
one
much.
that everybody seems to know about now is the Megalodon.
Megalodon.
The largest shark that has ever existed. It measured 49 to 59 feet, 15 to 18 metres. The species survived for over 16 million years and went extinct about 2.6 million years ago.
Thought
Their
to go
teeth
extinct.
have been found on nearly every continent apart from one. The cooling of
Antarctica?
the planet, yes. The planet probably just put pay to these monsters. It's probably that wiped them out. I don't really know what wiped them out, but it was probably that. Then there's the Stephacanthus, a 3 foot in length. Its name translates to...
Is that a S-T-E-P-H?
No, it's SD, so it's Stephacanthus. Stephacanthus. 3 feet in length, its name translates to chest spike because of its flat protrusion on the backs of the mouths. And I saw a picture of it. It basically looks like a upside down Wellington boot just stuck on the back of a shark.
Oh.
It was thought that these were appendages to help the males attach themselves to the females. For naughty naughties.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. But one of the things that is always talked about is sharks attacking humans, right? So, like I said, you don't tend to, when you see the film Jaws or you read the book, even that talks about this, not recognising it as a human, just recognising it as something in distress or something else. And they often say about when sharks are attacking from beneath, if someone's on a surfboard, it's much like a seal. Looks much like a silhouette is a seal, and that's obviously a lot of their prey is that. But they do attack, and there's big headlines every time they do anything like that.
It's because it happens so irregularly, like it becomes big headlines. And I've seen a lot of Bondi Beach. Now it doesn't happen that often in Bondi Beach, here in Bondi, but it does happen occasionally. And weirdly, there was like 2 attacks within a short space of time. But yeah, there was a guy that lost his arm over in Bondi.
All right.
But he managed to get away. But yeah, they keep an eye out for these things.
Give a wave, did you say? What were the other arm,
got
presumably?
away.
Got away.
Got
Right,
away, yeah.
sorry.
When in these kind of scenarios, these beaches where shark attacks could be a little more prominent do tend to have shark alarms.
Yes, they do. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
it goes...
You obviously know about these things.
Yeah, shark alarms. And then what happens when the shark alarm goes off and stuff like that happens, they then normally sit in the chopper to go have a look.
Helicopter for people that...
I'm doing an Australian accent because a lot of my knowledge from this
Oh, is
comes
that
from
Australian accent?
or South African.
They do have them there as well.
Yeah. Not in the mainland, though. Not
No.
in the middle bit. Yeah, so... But they tend to, and then they get send in the helicopter, and the helicopter has a look aerial to see if they can see the shark underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Florida is the place to go for the most shark attacks, apparently.
We're going to Miami.
Yeah.
Miami.
And September is the month when most attacks occur.
Oh.
All right.
Now, is this because of a lack of precautions there? Or is it just due to the fact of
I think
there's
it's
just more
due
of them
to-
there?
It's probably due to temperature. It's probably due to wherever their prey is at that particular time.
Because they do often have shark sensors around beaches as well.
They do indeed. They to be honest, it's a lot more sophisticated than it's ever been. And I think I spoke to you earlier on today because I'd read somewhere, or it might have been yesterday, that you can get an app that actually monitors where sharks are. Because obviously when they tag sharks, then they can track them. They can look at where they feed, where they migrate. They do migrate, I guess. They do go to the warmer climates and that, a lot like many aquatic animals.
Humans go on holiday.
Well, no, quite. They do.
Yeah, the app that you're talking about there, where you go and search for different sharks locally and try and find out if there's any nearby. And maybe you want to take one on a date. It's called Finder.
Finder.
Yep.
God's sake. Is it taking you all that time just to...
Nope.
No.
Nope, thought that yesterday.
Okay.
Just been waiting patiently.
Almost never deadly, the attacks. Most shark attacks are on men. Now, that's probably because there's more men out there either diving or surfing or whatever. I'm not saying there's no women out there. Obviously, there's loads. But as a percentage-wise, there's more men out there. So there's going to be more injuries and such like. Just like diecast, sharks have breakfast and dinner. right?
I've lunch sometimes as well.
Well, doesn't say that, but you know they do have breakfast and dinner. Sharks won't attack a person
What do they have for breakfast?
on purpose. I wish I'd have thought of something funny to say for that, but I haven't.
Yep. Prawn flakes.
Prawn flakes, nice, good. I like it.
Thanks.
Yeah,
For those in other countries where it's called frosted flakes. Oh no, that's Frosties.
That's
Never mind.
Frosties.
So the cornflakes will work kind of globally, won't it?
It will. Well done.
Thanks.
You'll be funny wherever you go now.
Yep.
They will mistake you for a seal, or maybe your jewellery, if you're wearing jewellery, might look like the silver of a fish. So they
Or-
talked about like reflections and things like that in the water.
Have they been trying to find like the heart of the ocean someone's been wearing as jewellery for all these years?
Oh, you now what are you talking about?
Like I don't know, it's like some thing that they need to collect and put back to where it belongs.
Yeah, but what film are you talking about now?
I don't know. It's a mixture between Moana and Titanic.
All right. Okay. Did you want to know stats for the yearly shark attacks? 2022 I've got. I haven't got 2023 because we're in 2023. And if I gave you some stats now, by the end of the
They'd
year,
look lower.
they'd be obsolete. USA, 41 with 1 fatality. Australia, 9 with no fatalities in 2022.
Nice. Well done, Australia.
Egypt, 2 with 2 fatalities.
Oh, not doing
Oops.
great there, Egypt.
Yeah, 100% there. South Africa, 2 with 2 fatalities. So they're
Again,
the
South
same.
Africa. Yeah.
Brazil, 1 but with no fatalities. New Zealand, 1 with none.
Okay, well done.
And Thailand, 1 with none. So
How many
that's
have we had,
57
UK?
encounters, none.
So we need to work on that.
And 5 fatalities. So it's not like sharks are attacking people and killing people all the time. They quite clearly mistake people.
So how many people did they kill globally last year?
5.
5. Of the population of the Earth, that's not that bad.
It isn't that bad. Well, I was watching a documentary, right? And what this
It's
documentary...
unfortunate, but
It is unfortunate.
For
But
those
what this
involved.
documentary had was quite interesting because I think it was a sperm whale. It was in Hawaii. You don't really get... There's not many... There's certainly great whites I don't normally see in Hawaii. And there was a sperm whale and it had it died and it got beached. And it was becoming a problem. And so they towed it out into the ocean, quite a long way out, a few miles out, for it to be picked off, because that's how
That's how it
naturally
would
it should
happen,
be. And
wouldn't
it
it?
was causing more of
if
an
it
environmental
died,
problem.
If it died not beached, then it would have
Yeah.
done that anyway.
So when some of these divers, experienced divers, realised they were doing this, they thought this would be a great opportunity to go and film and see some wildlife.
Yeah.
So they went down there and there was tiger sharks there, loads of tiger sharks, and they were all picking off of this carcass. They got some great shots and all the rest of it.
I think I
And
might
then
have seen this bit.
just as they were filming, all the tiger sharks disappeared. And what was being given off by the carcass, and it was just sort of cloudy in the water anyway. You could see these, and they were filming, and then suddenly you could just about see a movement. You couldn't see what it was, and then these huge. First of all, one great white came out of the mist, and it was incredible. And it blew their mind, and it was swimming near them, and they were swimming near it, but it was more interested in the carcass, and it was taking great big lumps off the carcass. But before that documentary, they actually said, please do not try this at home. Try what? Try what? Try it and get a whale carcass, tow it out into the ocean and dive so we can video sharks?
You know what? You joke, but in reality, there will be some place somewhere in the world where there is just a whale beached up, and they're going, "Oh, we could try this."
It's what like they did on that documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they told us on that documentary not to do this. We don't take no notice of documentaries. Anyway, it was really spectacular.
covering themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, they're covering themselves. Just made me laugh. We talked about Jaws as a film that frightened the life out of us when we were younger. I'm currently listening to the audio book of that, which is quite entertaining as well. There's been films, obviously Sharknado, and
Yeah,
a series of
that's
them.
very popular.
Meg, That's now on its sequel as well, and that seems to be a huge success because people are still fascinated
And
by
there's
things.
often films like Mecha Shark versus Megalodon and stuff like that, and Sharks in Venice, and
But they make them...
A Shark's Tale.
Yeah, that sort of thing, yeah. Fergal Sharky.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're made out to be monsters, and I don't think they are monsters. They are beautiful in their own way, and they're incredible creatures. But this is what humans are like.
All this talk of sharks is making me hungry for a song.
Hungry for a song, very good. Well, I've written a song, and this week...
What's it about?
It's about a great white shark
Yep.
called Dave.
Ah,
And
like you.
yeah, like me. And it's about the fact that people think Dave's a monster, and Dave isn't a monster. We've just touched on this in the last bit of the podcast. He's a beautiful creature. He's just going about his business. People don't need to scream and run away and all that sort of nonsense. And I've called this song Misunderstood.
Oh, well, we'll give a listen to Misunderstood about Dave the Great White Shark.
If you could, please.
My name is Dave, I'm incredibly brave, but my reputation is unfounded. I've got sharp teeth, swimming round the world's best reefs. My sense of smell is quite outstanding. People are quite wary, 'cause my eyes are somewhat scary, and they probably watch too many horror films. I eat what I kill, and I'm partial to a seal, but still they freak out when I swim under the kill. I'm a fairly big bloke, but you won't need a bigger boat, because if anything I'm trying to avoid you, but they still do that thing when they see my dorsal fin. I mean, what's a great white shark supposed to do? People are quite wary, 'cause my eyes are somewhat scary, and they probably watch too many horror films. I eat what I kill, and I'm partial to a seal, but still they freak out when I swim under the keel. My name is Dave, and I don't mean to rant and rave, but I'm not some threat you feel you have to kill. If that's your response, then who really is the monster? Because it's starting to really get on my gills.
Game time.
What a lovely song.
Did you like that?
Let's play a game.
Let's play a game. Let's have a quiz. A quiz.
It's quiz time.
Quiz. Anyway, but it's a little bit different because instead of it being, giving you multiple choice, you've only got two choices there.
True or false, isn't it?
Yeah, it is true or false. Do you want to play my sting?
Yeah, I read the title of the sting.
Did you? Let's play it
says
then.
Sharks, true or false?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm going to give a listen to this sting because I learnt from last week. I did very well on the quiz last week. I got 9 out of 10, didn't I?
But you would have got 10 out of 10 if you'd have listened
to the song.
Yeah.
So let's listen to it this time.
Listen to the facts, tell me what you think. Are they all the honest truth, or do some of them stink? Can you sort the truth from a tissue full of lies? Sharks. True or false?
True or false?
True or false? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an example or a statement, and I just
Lovely
want you
sting, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. And I want you to tell me whether it's true or whether it's false.
Yeah.
So you ready to go?
Yeah, could you have come up with some kind of shark pun for true or false?
Possibly.
Whether it's fin or fact.
See, you're on fire at the moment. What's going on?
Am I?
Yeah. Prawn flake. I mean, where did that come from? Right, look. You find yourself in open water and realise that there are sharks.
Is this question
nearby.
1, by the way?
Yes,
You
it is question 1.
Say question 1.
Question 1. You find yourself in open water and realise that there are sharks nearby. One comes towards you as if to attack. So should you hit it before it has a chance to sample your legs? So if a shark is attacking you, should you hit it?
See, the classic thing is bonk it on the nose.
Boop.
True.
Like you do with the cats.
Boop.
So you think...
No, because I reckon it's a myth, but I'm going to say true.
Well, that's completely opposite. You think it's a myth, but you're going to say true.
All right, I'm going to say fin. False.
False. No, that's true.
True, no. Why'd you do that?
What do we want to do?
I'm going to go for true then.
All right, okay. A shark is very sensitive around the eyes and gills, so this would be the optimum area to strike. You all right?
I'm a bit upset now.
Why are you upset? Don't be stupid.
Because I was going to go for true.
You can have it if you like.
No, I feel like...
I was just asking because you were saying, I think it's false, but I'm going to say true.
Yes.
Anyway.
I didn't say I think it's false.
Sharks, number 2. Sharks have super senses and can detect a single drop of blood in the ocean. Is that true?
In
or
the
false?
ocean?
Yeah.
False.
That is false. This is greatly exaggerated as it is more likely 1 part per 10 million, 1 drop in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So not really.
Still quite good though.
It still was good, and they do that through their nostrils.
But the entire ocean, that means they'd be constantly like, oh, somewhere someone's bleeding.
Yep, exactly.
Because I can almost guarantee there's blood somewhere in the ocean at all times.
Yep, I think you can. Question 3. Nurse sharks are so named because there has been found to be healing qualities in their dorsal and gallbladder.
True.
That is false.
False.
I made that up. The probable reason, and this is quite good, this.
I'm grumpy now.
Oh, don't be grumpy. The probable reason...
It's not as good as last week.
Oh, no, it isn't. The probable reason is that they make a sucking sound when they feed like a baby. And that's why they call them nursing sharks.
Oh.
Question 4. Sharks need to keep moving in order to survive.
False. They sleep relatively still.
That is false. They can pass water through their respiratory system, and as such can just be dormant or
They can't swim
in motion.
backwards because they'll drown.
Yeah, but that's the same for most things, right?
Yeah.
I can't swim backwards.
No, you won't drown because of it though.
Well, I would do if
You wouldn't die from swimming backwards.
I sunk and drowned. Question 5.
Yeah, but
Female sharks can reproduce by themselves.
false.
Life finds a way. That's true. They can fertilise their own eggs. It's called parthenogenesis.
They just clone themselves.
They can do it themselves. Question 6.
Thanks, Dad.
Sharks don't have any bones in their bodies. Is that true or is that false?
False. They have teeth.
It is true. They've just got cartilage. They haven't got bone.
What's their teeth then?
I don't know because you've said that and I didn't really think of that. But they haven't got any. They haven't got a skeleton as such.
A what?
A skeleton.
What?
A skeleton.
Interesting pronunciation there.
Skeleton.
What?
Skeleton.
A skeleton?
Skeleton. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Question 7. Sharks are lactose intolerant, or at least they would be if they ate dairy. If you see a shark eating a 99 at the beach, it's probably someone in a costume.
True.
That is false. And I checked, it would make no difference to him. I made that up.
But it is true. If you see a shark getting down the seafront, it probably is someone in the costume.
It is, but they're not. The whole point of that question is they're not lactose intolerant. Question 8. Question 8. You are more likely to be struck by lightning than be attacked by a shark.
True.
True.
I've been struck by lightning. So.
Over 100 serious injuries and between 5 and 10 deaths from lightning every year. You're also more likely to be in a car accident.
That's also true. I've been in 2.
Although, actually, that's not the same because you're not in water. You wouldn't be.
No, I've never been in a car accident whilst in water.
No. Question 9.
What?
Some sharks glow in the dark.
True.
True. Some deep sea sharks, bioluminescence is thought to help them feed, attract a mate, and hide from predators below.
How would they hide if they're bioluminescent?
By blending in. See, you didn't wait until I finished, did you? They hide from predators because I thought this. Why would they do that? Showing them up by blending in with the pale light above.
Right.
So I guess if they're being attacked from below, it works. If they're being attacked from above, that doesn't work.
So why has that person dropped that glow stick? Just talking about bioluminescence, look at that garland there. It kind of glows in this light, doesn't it?
Well, it does, doesn't it?
No, I think it's the purple light.
What is that called? Is that called a
garland?
Leah.
A lay.
A layer or lay. Question 10, and the final question. I didn't say penultimate on the last one. Sharks have 8 senses.
No, sorry, 8 fins you're looking for there.
They do have 8 fins, but they also have 8 senses. Is that true or is that false?
What are they?
I'm not telling you.
I don't understand what the other senses would be, apart from seeing dead sharks.
What?
'Cause
Oh,
we have-
what, like
yeah.
a 6th sense?
Yep.
Okay, then.
False.
It is false. They have 7.
What?
In addition
That was actually quite a tricky question then, because they do have more senses, but...
They do have more senses than we do, but they don't have 8 senses. They have 7. In addition to smell, taste, touch, seeing and hearing, they have one that detects pressure changes in the water, which helps them navigate and hide from predators, and an electroreception system which picks up electrical fields in the water and again helps them to avoid predators.
Right.
So
I'll accept that.
you will accept
I'll
that.
accept
Oh, thank
that.
God for that. So that is the end of my little Sharky quiz.
Oh, well, good quiz.
Did all right.
It was all right.
Yeah, I just got upset because you set the bar so high from last week.
I'm still waiting for that 10 out of 10.
You will, maybe next week.
Yeah, the
Never.
time I get 100%, you won't be 10 questions, I think.
Oh, don't be like this. You'll be okay, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the quiz is for next week. It might be slightly different, so you might have to wait to the week after it to be a traditional quiz.
Well,
But we'll see.
if we're quickly talking about next week,
Yeah.
next week we're keeping on the kind of same kind of...
We
type
are
of
keeping
thing,
on the
aren't we?
same sort of thing. Because if you wanted to go down, deeper and down, as they sing, you would have to go into a certain sort of craft in order to see these aquatic wonders. And that would be
A submersible.
a submersible, a submarine, a smaller submarine.
A sub.
Yeah, a sub.
But
Those
not
sort
the
of things. So
sandwich.
we're going to talk about those and what they can do and how far they can go and everything about them, really.
You're speaking very softly.
I am. I don't know why I do that at
No,
the
I
end
don't know
of
why
these
you do
things.
that.
It's I try to be reassuring, and I don't know that it comes off like that. It sounds like I'm just tailing off into the distance.
Especially because it's good that you've done this now, because sometimes you tail off when we're doing the goodbyes, and because the music gradually gets louder, you gradually just fade away.
Yeah, I do gradually fade away. And
into the abyss of ding, 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 ding,
Yep.
ding, ding, ding.
well, that's pretty much what I do anyway. So
Yeah.
okay, so that's it for this week.
Yeah, we've had no messages, but if
No.
someone did want to send a message, they could do so on Father. What's their website called again?
FatherandSundays.com.
And they go to the contact page, or they can email us at contact@fatherandsundays.com. The website has all the episodes available on there, but you can listen to us on your chosen podcast platform: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever it's called now, X, Threads. Like, follow, share us on those. We will catch up with social media at some point.
Wow, we keep saying that.
We do, yeah.
Don't happen now. You've got your new camera, but you're probably not going to be doing any more of that stuff.
Might take pictures of some sharks.
All right, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Okay then. So until next week, it's goodbye from me.
He's gone soft again.
Goodbye from me.
Bye.